Pokopia came out.
What?
Pokopia.
I don't. Is that a Pokemon ripoff?
No, it's basically Pokemon Animal Crossing mixed with Pokemon Minecraft. And I started hating it. I was like, this sucks. This is the worst. Then there hit a point, like 2 hours in, where I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be all I play for the next month. It's pretty great.
So what happened to Resident Evil 9?
Dude, I 100%ed it.
Already? It's done?
I have nothing left to do in the game. Until they release some sort of DLC and are like, here's more game, but I quite literally have nothing left to do in that game.
So now it's Pokemon Crossing Craft.
Pokopia.
Pokopia.
You play as a Ditto.
You play as a Ditto.
You play as a Ditto who pretends to be a human. And all the humans are gone. And the Pokemon are like, we don't know where all the humans went. And playing the game, you're like, oh shit, there was a climate crisis and the humans pieced the fuck out. I don't know if they're dead or not, but they're gone. And so you have to rebuild this like post-apocalyptic Pokemon world to get all the Pokemon to come back. And now all the Pokemon are coming back. It's great.
As a Ditto.
Yeah. And so you can talk to the Pokemon.
Okay.
Like Squirtle's my boy. Bulbasaur's always enjoying everything. Charmander's a little fucking bitch though. So they really ruined my boy.
They went in there with like all 151 and
no, there's like
them,
200
Pokemon,
but you only can get one of each because you're not catching them. They're just Pokemon that are showing up to be your friends on the island.
Oh, right. Because
Ditto's not throwing Pokeballs going like.
So that's how they can get away with it because they're not. Because that's the whole big thing with Nintendo, right? Is no one can summon monsters to. Oh, it is a Nintendo game.
Like this is
like it's a legit
released.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a
$70 Nintendo Switch game.
That's $70.
All Nintendo Switch games are $70.
What? When did that happen?
When the Nintendo Switch 2 came out.
Oh, when the 2 came out.
I mean, basically every game is $70 now. Some are still $59.99, but most of them are $69. Like I'm pretty sure Resident Evil was $69, and I bought it twice.
Wow. You bought it twice?
I have it on my PlayStation and on my computer.
Why?
So I can play it when I want to play on my computer, and then when I want to play on my PlayStation, I play it on my PlayStation. Why are you questioning my life choices, Steve?
Is there at least like cross save, like your progress?
God,
no.
God, no.
So you've 100%ed it twice, or you're leaving one?
No.
Oh,
I've only 100%ed it on PC.
Oh, okay.
No. That would be insane.
Welcome
to the Weekly Dump, your number 2 source for number 1 political commentary. My name is Jovan Bradley, and I am joined today by my co-host, producer Steve.
How's it going, everyone?
Say hello, Steve.
Hello.
We have a great show for you today. We're going to talk about quite a few things going on in the world. So if you wanted a little insight from a left-leaning perspective, we got it for you. But before we get to that, if you're watching this video right now, which I know you are, like it, comment on it, subscribe. I've been saying this so often, you guys don't realize how much subscribing helps a channel. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I think the notification bell is still a thing on YouTube, so that you're notified whenever we drop a new episode. And I need you guys to watch every episode, okay? Don't just watch the ones I'm on. That's disrespectful. Watch all of them, okay? I'm talking to you, John. I don't know who that is, but whoever's name is John watching right now is going to be fucking freaked the fuck out. Hey, what's up, Steve? How's your week been, bud?
Oh, man, it's been a hectic week.
I wasn't here last week.
Yeah. No, it's been a pretty hectic week, but glad we're back here in the studio. Get to go
Studio B. We have technical director Chris in the booth today. Chris, say hi to everyone by doing a switch to me and Steve really fast, and that'll be use that as a hello. That's actually really funny. Wait. Switch to Steve for yes and me for no. Are you doing good this week, Chris? That's actually very funny. So, Kristi Noem was in the news today, Steve. This week. Do you know why Kristi Noem? It's a great reason.
Yeah, she got demoted.
She got the axe from the Department of Homeland Security. Oh my gosh. Trump said, get out of here. And now she is, I might get it wrong because I didn't take notes on this. She's like an ambassador to an envoy for like the Shield of America, or is the Shield of the World? What is it called? It's Trump's new whatever. It's called like America's Shield. The thing where the logo looks like Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
So she now works for them. So she no longer is the head of one of the biggest agencies in the country. Now she is just a like special envoy, whatever. And I think not enough. Maybe we punish her for the fact that she stole millions of dollars through DHS with, we don't have the computer this week, but did you see, so at her hearing, someone brought it up to her and was like, hey, here's this company that you guys paid $160 million contract to. She's like, what about it? Company doesn't exist.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like the company was like 8 days old when she signed the contract with them, which is like, that just, come on, we know what that means. We know that she's in on it. She knows somebody in on it. That's not legitimate.
Dude, not only was it 8 days old, but the guy was like, we checked their website, doesn't exist.
Yep.
We tried to check their address, there's nobody there. Who did you pay, Christy Nome? And she's like, I don't know. Corruption.
Blatant corruption.
Blatant. Dude, it's getting ridiculous. I'm happy she got canned, but now we have Mark Wayne Mullen.
Oh man.
Mark Wayne. If you don't know Mark Wayne, there's a video of it was like a congressional or a Senate hearing where him and one of the politicians like squared off. And he was like, if you're going to do something, stand up and do something. So he stood up. I was like, so what are you going to do? And I'm just watching it. And I'm like, this is the
We played that clip on the show.
Did we really?
Yeah. Season 1 of The Dump. I don't remember what episode, but that clip is on the show. Yeah.
Season 1, the ugly stepchild of the Weekly Dump. I just can't believe. Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Why do I say this every week?
I don't know.
Why do I say I can't believe like I'm not watching this shit happen in real time? So Noam is out. Who knows how many dogs she took with her on the way? At least
101.
Yeah, it's a sick Dalmatians reference, Steve. Sick Dalmatians reference. Again, it's not enough. Just being.
What, you thought she should have took 102?
No, I think she should be charged with fucking fraud. But of course.
It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. I don't know that anybody, but I do think, I was going to do this on my stream, but I ended up not doing it. I do think we need permanently on the set, okay? Maybe that's what we do right here behind us.
Okay.
We have a permanent Deadpool of the cabinet members. And
when they
every time one drops, we cross them out.
All right.
Noam was the only one so far.
Yeah,
She's
so far,
the only one. This far into his first term, more people had been cut loose.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we got the unit of measurement, the mooch, the Scaramucci.
The mooch
out of that.
How many mooches? How many mooches did Noam make it? Do we know?
Off the top of my head, no, quite a bit.
I mean, it was almost directly a year. It was a year in like a month, a year and a month and a half.
So we're like 30 mooches.
At least 30 mooches. But I think we get a board here.
Okay.
We have their names.
How long they've been in mooches.
How long they're going for.
Yeah.
And every we just take it every week we take a dart and we see who's next, on the departure. My guess, even though he's not technically a cabinet member, is the next person who's going to be gone is Patel.
Yes. Yeah, if I were to have to pick the next one on the list, I think Patel. Or even Pam Bondi. If Pam Bondi says just the wrong thing at the wrong time and it's too much to overcome, I think she gets the axe as well.
She has so much brown on her. She has more brown on her nose than fucking Noam did.
Yeah.
But Patel, I think Patel is walking on thin fucking ice.
Very thin ice.
With the video that came out of him getting plastered with the hockey team at the Olympics.
Yeah, and his Mossad girlfriend that he like jets around the world for lunch and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he is walking on thin ice. So Patel is Bondi is a good second choice, though, because, Trump's got to get rid of the women first and the brown people first.
That's right.
Then there's also RFK. RFK has been publicly outspoken saying negative things about Trump. So I don't know how long he's going to last. And Trump, let's be real.
Well, I guess where is he saying this stuff? Because I think that matters, because if MAGA doesn't hear it, then it doesn't really matter.
True.
Yeah.
He's saying it in podcasts.
Oh, okay.
But RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard, right?
Yeah.
The only reason those two were in his cabinet to begin with is because he wanted he wanted their base to vote for him. So he has no loyalty to those people.
That's true.
So I don't imagine them sticking around much longer.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that they could be gone within the next year. Both of them. Actually, all of them, I think, could be gone in the next year.
It's actually going to a completely new cabinet by the end of 2026.
There's definitely some mainstays, right? I mean, you've got Steve Bannon will always be an advisor to Trump.
Yeah, but he's not on the cabinet.
No, he's not. But what is it? Little, Napoleon Hitler. What's the guy with the looks like a thumb?
Rubio?
No, not Rubio.
Rubio Stan. I don't see him.
I don't know why I'm blanking on the name. I want to say, is it Steve Mnuchin?
It might be Steve.
Mnuchin? I think that's who I'm thinking of. I'm pretty sure it is.
Here, I'll pull up a thing of his cabinet members. I think Rubio is one of the few safe ones.
Yeah, I think he's incredibly No, it's not Steve Mnuchin. Pete Kegsbreath.
Hegseth was like, "Yeah, I sound better in American," and Rubio goes, "Well, I sound better in Cuban," which was like crazy.
Yeah.
Also,
Stephen Miller is who I was thinking of, by the way.
Oh, Miller's not going. There's
no. He's
Miller. Miller is the safest choice.
Yeah.
Miller is like, if I was picking a football game and I had to pick somebody who was going to make sure they left the season uninjured, Miller is a kicker. I have no fear that Miller's leaving the season.
Oh
injured.
God, no.
Speaking of Rubio and Cuba, we probably should do a piece on what's going on in Cuba right now with the oil crisis that they're experiencing right now.
They're having they're having what 20-hour blackouts, and it's not getting better.
They've said they've basically run out of fuel.
Yeah, they only had when this whole thing happened with Iran. When everything started happening with Venezuela, they only had 15 days of fuel. That's it.
And now oil's up. It was 125 last I checked. 125 a barrel is what it went up to. Is what it's up to.
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to the barrel price, but the gas pump right next to my house last week $3. I think it was like $2.89, something like that. Today $3.60.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse.
And it's definitely gonna get worse.
And they've this administration said that. I mean, Donald Trump was like, it's a price we have to pay.
Yeah.
For the peace in the region. Like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
No, we don't have to pay it. You decided to do this.
No, I mean, he said, we're going to bring gas prices down by half in the first year. And look, we're already going up.
Well, and it's so funny because his sycophants are all gung-ho on the Iran thing.
Yeah, they have to be.
From and that's the thing. That's what's become such an issue. In talking to the Trump loyalists, you're not getting a genuine answer.
No,
it doesn't matter if they're against the war in Iran. They're not going to say that.
Right.
They're going to say, no, this is the war of American intervention. This is the war for American brought peace to the region. In order to do that, we need to get out the Ayatollah, even though all they did was replace Homeboy with his son.
Yeah.
And his son is more radical than he is.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's getting so having to keep up with which lie they're telling themselves at any given day.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if it's a lie, right? Because for a lie, you have to know what the truth is, and I really don't even think that they're there, right? I think they get loaded with the propaganda for the week, and then it just gets overridden every week, and whatever's in that state in their mind is just what they repeat. Like, there is no principle behind it. There's no critical thought behind it. There's no, weighing of opinions and deciding which one is the best for them. They just go, oh, Trump say what? Me clap like seal. Yay.
Well, right now they're running with this stupid narrative that the school that was hit wasn't done by the U.S. It was done by Iran. And I'm like, that doesn't even make like the timeline doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering correctly, the attack we launched was at 10. The school was hit at 10:40.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make any sense that a surprise attack? But I was watching, I don't even remember what the show was, but they were mentioning how Donald Trump ordered the attack at 3 p.m. and then there was like 6 hours before the attack. And it was like a comedian show. And they were like, and the question they posed to the panel is, where did Trump go immediately after ordering the attack on Iran?
McDonald's.
He had to go get the Big Arch, right?
Yeah.
Do you think he's a Big Arch guy, or do you think he's still sticking with the Big Macs?
Oh no, I think he's a Big Arch guy.
He looks like a Big Arch guy. Anyway, we're gonna have troops on the ground.
We are.
That's all but guaranteed. Carolyn Levitt didn't rule out a draft.
I was just gonna say I've seen a lot of people get worried about the draft.
I do think a lot of that is worrying too much. Like, I get it, she didn't rule it out, But like,
realistically,
we have enough reserves right now that we wouldn't need a
Yes.
draft at the start. We wouldn't need a draft.
Correct. Yeah, at the start. Yeah.
We have more than enough people who are enlisted in the reserves to worry about that. But like, I wouldn't.
But I wouldn't put it past him to do it just to do it, like just to disrupt people's lives. You know, oh, listen. It's not like they don't know who's a leftist.
We're gonna draft you for this war. That's not a war. That is a war. But we're not.
Yeah,
saying
we're gonna send you over there, and we know exactly why we're sending. But we're not gonna tell you that. Oh, congratulations, you're drafted.
Well, and here's where we are. We're back to doing Israel's bidding.
Yep.
We are going to disrupt the region again. I mean, what we got out of Afghanistan in 2022?
Yep.
It was when we pulled out. So 4 years no without us engaging in a direct conflict in the Middle East, and we're going right back. What are our guesses? How long is this one going to be?
Well, I definitely at the very least through the rest of Trump's presidency, however long that is, for sure. And then I think even then the Democrats afterwards will kind of shuffle their feet to get him out, unless there's some sort of progressive wave that hits by 2028. And then maybe we'll get some common sense people in there to say, no more of this crap. War powers have to go back to Congress.
Do you think, and this is speculation, obviously, do you think he uses this war, escalates it as much as he needs to lock in the third term?
Yes. If he lives long enough.
Do you think that's do you think that's realistically what is going to happen?
Well, I think he's using it right now to stop the midterms. Like, I don't even think we need to go as far as the third term. I think he's going to use this excuse to take over the midterms and put in, whatever he can, National Guard, ICE agents, whomever, Border Patrol at these precincts to scare people into not voting, like what they did in Dallas for the primary as well. Just like whatever voter suppression tactics that they have, I think they're going to use. And he did say something very interesting to President Zelensky of Ukraine, where he was like he was just going off about, oh, isn't it so awesome that like you don't have to have elections while you're in war? Wouldn't that be great if it was for me? So I mean, you hear him say that kind of shit, and you can't ignore it. Like, you just can't sit there and say, oh, no, he's joking, because he's not.
There was that, I don't remember if it was a senator or congressman. I need to be looking at this stuff a little bit more. But somebody just introduced another attempt to add a constitutional amendment to grant a third term run. Because, they can't handle the fact that
whoever that came from, it did come from Steve Bannon. Ultimately, that's Steve Bannon's brainchild.
But here's the thing. The minute they start pushing for the third term, this is the one piece of levity I want everyone to remember. It's because they don't think they can win an election without Trump at the head.
Yeah.
They do not think they can handle election, and they saw that at the last batch of special elections.
Yeah.
They see that their people, if it's not Trump, loses. And this is part of the issue with building a political party around the cult of identity of one person.
Yeah.
Because without that person, Vance is not doing it. The people are not rallying behind Vance. It actually seems like they're rallying more behind Hegseth than they do Vance.
Tucker Carlson. That's who they'd rally behind. If anyone were to take over MAGA, I think it would be Tucker.
It's because their original person is dead. The original person that was being groomed to take over the MAGA mantle is gone.
Yep.
And he's not coming back. As much as his wife is happy about that. He is gone. Rest in peace. Oh, sorry. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, every time I hear this talk of third term, I'm like, you don't trust anybody else.
Right.
Which is crazy. How do you not have a backup plan? My man is seconds away from croaking.
Well, I think that's the thing, is that they really do view him as some sort of god or demigod.
But not the people that are moving him. Not fucking Teal doesn't view him as a god.
Oh, no.
These are the people I'm like, where's their backup?
Well, I think their backup is having full control before he croaks or before he gets out of office. I think they don't need to outlast Trump. Right? Trump just needs to outlast their plans. And they're getting dangerously close to, I think, getting to a point where, like, the normal guardrails of democracy, whatever is left, just won't be able to do anything. I actually was working on a deep dive, going through like what is the constitutional way to prosecute like every single person involved in this, right? All the way from the ICE agents, all the way up to Trump, all the way up to Peter Thiel and those guys, because they're all complicit in crimes. I mean, not one of them is not a criminal. And with our current constitution the way that it is, with the current Supreme Court and case law the way that it is, it's impossible. And I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. Like anyone, you're free to go and try to figure out what is the legal route to hold these people accountable. There isn't one. So unless we start demanding from our leaders that needs to be priority number one.
I mean, look at Biden's term.
Yeah,
Trump. The amount of evidence Jack Smith had in his indictment was undeniable.
Yep.
Undeniable amounts of evidence between confessions, between hard evidence, between phone records, email records. He had all of it. And they didn't move on it.
Right.
They literally did not move on it.
Well, Merrick Garland sat on the Epstein files as well for 4 years and didn't move on it, right? Like they got Ghislaine, which is fine.
Even if take all the Epstein stuff out of it, it's very clear that when the Democrats say, well, Trump is doing illegal things, it's lip service.
It is.
Because if that's the case, move on the actual legal. If y'all had just moved on the legal indictment and pushed it through before he took office, we could have been somewhere. I don't know where, unless he served jail time, but even in prison, can you still run for president?
Technically, I think you can. You just can't vote for yourself.
So, like, what do we do? Like, when you literally can run for the highest held office, can you join the military as a felon?
That's a really good question. I don't know.
I'm Googling this right now. Because it would be some shit if you can't join the military as a felon, but you could become commander-in-chief of the military as a felon.
True.
I'm Googling right now. Join the military as a felon. Let me see. Can you join the military with a felony? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's challenging and not guaranteed.
So I guess it just depends on what the circumstances of the felony were.
It requires a moral character waiver, which is evaluated based on the type of offense, severity, and rehabilitation. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
So Donald Trump probably wasn't getting into the military unless he became commander-in-chief.
Exactly. Yeah, so since we're talking about the war machine, we're talking about Congress, I did want to bring up there were 4 Democrats that struck down the latest attempt to take war powers back into the hands of Congress and away from the president. So their names are Cuellar, Golden, Landsman, and Vargas. None of these guys are up for primary against a progressive challenger. Some of them are in safe seats. One guy's retiring. So there's really nothing we can do about these people. But do you want to take a guess as to how many times Congress has tried to take back this war powers since June of 2025?
Since June of 20... Is the number going to shock me?
Probably not.
Okay. Then I'm going to do a safe guess. I'm going to say 4.
8.
Okay. That's June of 2025?
As of June 2025.
So 8 times they've proposed a resolution to remove it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so there have been 8 attempts to push this along. Only 2 of them have actually reached the floor for votes. The rest of them got stopped well before then. But the most recent one took place last week, and that's where you had Rand Paul voting with the Democrats in the Senate, and you had John Fetterman voting with the Republicans in the Senate, and then you had these 4 knuckleheads basically killing the vote. And not only that, there were some more Democrats in the wings. So
why is John Fetterman still acting like he's a Democrat? I can't stand that.
I really can't stand that guy either. But you know what? He's never going to win as a Democrat in Pennsylvania again. He's cooked. He's done. I mean, maybe he can run as a Republican, maybe, but I don't know. I think he just needs to go home and get some rest and just leave the public. But there are other Democrats who were waiting in the wings to strike this down if more Republicans did flip. So Democrats are 100% complicit, or at least I should say the corporate Democrats are 100% complicit. We got Gothmer, Costa, Panetta, Suozzi, Gray, and Gonzalez also ready in the wings to strike this down. They're co-sponsored on another bill that just reduces the time frame in which Congress gets to act from 60 days to 30. So again, they have no interest of taking this power away from the president.
Again, this is, I mean, it's what we're talking about. We keep thinking that, and listen, I'm no blue MAGA, okay? I'm not a vote Democrat no matter what kind of person.
Yeah.
But we have 2 years.
Yeah.
Technically 3, right? We have all of 2026, all of 2027, and like most of 2028.
Yeah.
So I might as well be all of 2028.
Yeah.
So we have 3 years to convince the Democrats on who to pick. I'm sure they'll do a primary again this year. Maybe. We need to put in somebody that's saying, I want to press charges on all of these people.
Yes.
I want to out Democrats who are complicit in what the Republicans were doing. I want a complete abolition of ICE. I want a complete withdrawal of our support for Israel. These would be my demands, like my top demands.
Yeah.
For a Democratic candidate.
Now, let me ask you this. If that Democratic candidate came out and, they were for, prosecuting everybody, right? Getting rid of the cancer that is the GOP in charge right now, getting rid of ICE, getting rid of all that. But what if they came at you with, rather than ceasing all aid to Israel immediately, what if they came at you with, we'll place conditions on the aid, and the conditions seem sufficient in terms of like very harsh conditions, something that Netanyahu would be very upset to hear. Is there any wiggle room on that, or are you just straight up no?
I mean, I'll probably end up voting against whoever's against MAGA, right?
Sure.
I'll probably end up doing that anyway.
But I'm talking about in terms of like what you think we need.
At the primaries, no, I have no wiggle room on that.
Okay.
I'm not voting. I'll vote whoever ends up.
Mm-hmm.
But like I have no wiggle room this year. Like to expect wiggle room at this point just seems it just seems like too big of an ask.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The Democrats need to know what the people want.
Yeah.
Because when you looked at all the polling, the biggest issue, I think Volsey mentioned this last week, the biggest issue that people did not vote for was because of Gaza.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hold fucking foot to flame. And you have 3 years. So we have 3 years to get a candidate introduced who's going to actually push for all of this. It appears that the Dems are gearing up Tellerico for a VP nom. That's my thought.
Really?
My thought is if Tellerico takes Senate, right? If he wins the Senate for Texas,
mm-hmm.
they're going to push to make Tellerico VP. 100%. I think the Dems push for 2028 is going to be Newsom Tellerico.
I don't know.
I think it's very clear they want Gavin Newsom. Very clear.
Yeah, but why Tellerico?
Because if he can flip Texas blue, then they know he has staying power. I quote me, it is Monday, March 9th, 2026. Quote me here. In 2028, if it goes the way the Democrats want, it's going to be Newsom Tellerico. Who else? Who do you see?
Well, I think we have to wait until the primary actually happens.
No, but I just mean like you don't have to wait for a primary to see who the Democrats are like trying to gear people
for VP, I think you do. For VP, I think you do. Because, well, I mean, if you look at it, right, like...
No, but who are they going to put... I don't know. I think...
Go back to 2016, right? We didn't know about Tim Kaine until a lot closer to the end of the primary.
True.
Now, because that was a two-person race, essentially, I think there were 3 other guys. They dropped out within like a week or two. So for the most part, it was just a two-person race. And then you go into 2020, and then, you see from there, like, Kamala gets picked. She was part of the primary. I don't know if anybody could have... I don't know if they would have picked her if she wasn't already part of the primary, I guess is my point. So the way that I'm looking at it is I don't think that they'll have an idea who the VP is until they start seeing those votes come in. But I don't know if the Democratic Party, if they don't get rid of the people that have been giving them advice for the last 10 years, it's going to be a woman of color that they choose just because that's how they think. Right?
But who even... I can't even think of who.
Jasmine Crockett?
They're not picking Crockett.
No?
She lost to Tellerico. There's no way. There's no way.
I mean, yeah.
They're not going to think she can win. She couldn't win her own primary. They're not going to think she can win.
True.
I actually don't see the Democrats picking a black woman.
No?
I think they're going to take the wrong message from Harris's loss. And that message will be a black woman can't, it's not time for a black woman yet. I think that's the message they're going to take. Instead of the obvious message, which is we ran a centrist as fuck campaign and people didn't want it.
Yeah. I guess the other reason why I think they wouldn't do Tallarico is that if he did flip Texas, they would want to keep him there. I mean, 2 years in the Senate out of a 6-year term to pull him out for VP just doesn't look great. So that's why I don't think they tap him.
I mean, if he does flip Texas, I just would be, it's when you have a candidate with that much oomph to just like let him stay oompful in Texas, seems like a waste.
I don't know. I mean, I think if the likely scenario is he doesn't win Texas, let's be honest, it's Texas. But in the case that he doesn't, I could see
Texas.
I could even
Texas
see
has flipped before.
I could, yeah. I mean, it's been a while, but yeah, it's possible. I don't know. I think right now it's still a lean Republican, right? So maybe like a 3-point spread, something small, but still nonetheless.
Do you see? I need to start like deep diving into this stuff more, but I think Abbott just literally they put through a thing. Let me verify if this was fake or not. But where if you get a DUI in Texas and you kill parents of a child, then you as the driver have
pay
to
child
pay child
support. Yeah, I saw that.
It's one of the few things Abbott did where I'm like, you know what? I can get behind that. I can get behind that bill. I don't have an issue with that bill. Of all the things Republicans have done lately, that's the one. Somebody was like, what's the best thing Republicans have done? That one.
That one.
That's it. That's the only thing I've liked so far. But no, I think there's a chance Texas flips blue. I think
there's a chance.
Trump fatigue is hitting the Republicans hard.
Yeah.
Not MAGA. It's hitting Republicans. Your
Whatever's
classic Republicans are fucking sick of him.
Yeah. They've been sick of him for a while, for sure.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of if you look at the polling data in Texas, a lot of the Texas Latinos are sick of it too.
Well, I just can't understand. Well, yes, I can, because they're not real. I don't know. Every time I go, I don't get how the America First crowd is so happy we're going to war with Israel. It's because they're not America First. I have to remember, these people are lying. They don't. Anytime they say, I'm for this or I'm for that, it was a lie.
Yeah.
It was just blatant lies.
Yeah, well, it's that weekly propaganda.
Yeah,
yeah, it just gets erased and overridden every week, and so they'll say whatever they are told to say.
Well, I think going into it, it'll be interesting to see how all of these play out. I'm very interested in the Democratic primary this year. I mean, we know here. Okay, so it might not be. Here's who I think is going to be at the primary. I think it's going to be Harris, obviously. I mean, she's already talking about she's probably going to run again. Newsom.
Oh, I know he
obviously
is.
Newsom.
Yeah, after he came out and he was like, yeah, Israel, after some deep soul searching, they're an apartheid state. Like, oh, did your handlers, did your experts finally tell you that it's
APAC
like
check cleared up?
Oh, well, I mean, he's never been a big APAC guy, but like for him to come out and say it, that means some consultants told him like, oh, this is your path to victory. You have to come out now.
Do you think Buttigieg goes for a primary again?
I think so.
Everybody keeps saying AOC. AOC doesn't strike me as the type to want.
No, if anything, AOC's going after Schumer's seat.
Yeah.
If anything. I mean, maybe she stays in her House seat, but I really hope she takes out Schumer. I think she's the only one right now who could do it, and that guy's got to fucking go. Yeah. He is such a wet noodle.
Well, other than those three, then I don't really know who.
Klobuchar, I think she'd do it again.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Bernie will. I think he's done. I don't think we're going to see like a big progressive come through, and if we do see a progressive come through, it's going to be no one we can think of off the top of our head.
Well, the problem is the progressive everybody wants can't.
Yeah.
Mamdani. Yeah, that's what everybody wants, but he can't. He's not a born citizen. He's a naturalized one.
Yeah.
Did you see that fucking protest going on at his fucking house?
Yes. Walter Masterson was out there.
Nick Shirley there. Fucking Jake Lang. Is that his fucking bullshit?
The guy who kicked over the ICE protest thing. Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
I saw him and like 3 other people like carrying a cooked pig to Mamdani's house.
Yep.
Like, dude, you like I can't handle the stupidity that comes out of these people. Right? Because at least when I go to a protest, I'm going to a protest that has like demands. Right? When I go to a protest, I'm like, okay, this is clearly what we're protesting. These people don't know what the fuck they're protesting. They're just mad that Mamdani is fucking Muslim.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. When you took the pig because you're mad he's Muslim. You're just a xenophobic prick.
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing is that I think the pig ended up right in front of a Jewish restaurant. So, like, unintentional anti-Semitism, or maybe it was intentional anti-Semitism. I don't know, but
every time I'm in the middle of a debate and somebody starts talking shit about Israel, I'm always like, no, wait a minute. I know why I don't like Israel. Why don't you like Israel? Because I don't think the reason we dislike these places are for the same, like the same reason. And then Nick Shirley made a tweet. Wait, I just got to show you this fucking. If I remember, I'll pull it up on screen too. But please look at this fucking nonsense.
Yeah, Walter Masterson was also there. I don't know if you saw his
someone
coverage
threw
of
a fucking
he got it on camera.
Yeah,
they threw it right over him.
Like a fucking thing.
But the whole narrative is like, oh, these were, a terrorist sleeper cell with like, handheld
just
nukes.
Read that first sentence here.
All right.
And just read that first sentence.
All right. Zora Mamdani will call Jake Lang a white supremacist, but will not call...
No. Oh. Go back. Read that again.
Zora Mamdani will call Jake Lang a white supremacist.
Homie can't spell.
Wow.
Dude, I'm so sorry. He has a learning disability. It's something. There is something he can't spell.
Maybe he just doesn't know what words are.
Supremacist? What is the word supremacist, Steve?
I don't know.
Oh my God. Dude.
And not supremacist either.
No, supremacist.
We'll put it up on the screen. You guys can laugh with us.
It's been a day and this tweet is still up. I can't handle.
Maybe he does it on purpose, right? Maybe the whole
he doesn't. Have you watched his videos?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
What's malevolent? What's that mean? Yeah, no, I've seen it, but like, what if that's an act? What if that's all a grift?
No, dude.
Yeah. So the little incels would be like,
oh my God, he's just like me. I don't know how to spell either.
I don't think he's smart enough to grift. I think he genuinely believes the shit
genuinely
that's being
that stupid.
I genuinely think Nick Shirley is that stupid. And this is my second call out. Nick Shirley, I will host you on whatever platform you want. Let's have a conversation, Nick Shirley. It can be moderated. I am putting the gauntlet down, Nick Shirley. A moderated debate on any topic you want to debate about. Bring the heat. And by heat, I mean the mild sauce, because we all know you couldn't spell heat. I just can't.
HEET.
All right, what do we got next?
We got a lot of stuff that we can talk about, but I think what I want to talk about is private equity and healthcare and what's going on with that, because that's really important. And it's not anything new, right? Like this has been going on for a while. But with the new Medicaid cuts all around the country, or to places like Minnesota where it's being used, as blackmail, essentially, or extortion. They're going out of their minds. So last year, over 1,000 healthcare groups got bought out by private equity. So in the entire United States, we're looking at almost hitting 10% of hospitals being owned by private equity. The largest being Apollo Global. It's got 235 locations. And then the largest state, the state with the most, is Texas, with 108 hospitals being owned by private equity.
I love living in America. Have I told you that, Steve? Have I told you how much I love living in the U.S.?
Yeah, you have the freedom to call up hospitals and shop around and see what has the best price for your broken arm before you go get it fixed.
I have nothing. Like, what? Like, how much more outrage? We don't have in America. You should be pissed segment this week.
No.
But, like, that's because, like, at this point, everything is the segment.
It's everything.
How much outrage am I supposed to show at this point? Like, I'm gonna get permanent pissed lines, anger lines on my face from just being mad at everything.
Yeah. So it's really bad. It's really bad when these private equity firms start taking over hospitals. Based on the data, and we get this from Harvard, from University of Chicago, a lot of different places, the Annals of Internal Medicine, that we're looking at like 13 to 15% increase in deaths across the board for any hospital that's picked up by private equity. So you're talking lower staff, lower salaries, therefore lower motivations. Their infections are higher. Their outcomes and treatment are lower. It's just all around bad look. And it's not just hospitals either. Nursing homes have a 10% higher mortality rate as well.
How much of that is because of Cuomo?
Well, I guess if we were talking about New York over COVID, we'd say all of it. But no, this is nationwide. This is absolutely nationwide. Yeah. So the way that these private equity firms work is that they take out what's called a leverage buyout. So what they do is they borrow money to buy the hospital. Then they put that debt onto the hospital. Then they sell the hospital to themselves, like the actual building, the land, right? They sell it to themselves under a shell company or another one of their subsidiaries, and then make the hospital pay them rent. So not only is this hospital group now paying for the debt for the loan used to buy them, they're also paying rent to the people who got a loan to buy them. And this is 100% legal in the United States.
I can feel the aneurysm. It's right here.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing I can say. Holy shit. I would love to have different commentary rather than like, what the fuck is this shit? But like, I can't.
Yeah.
Because like nothing I say is gonna fucking matter. But like, how is it that it's the year of our Lord 2026?
Yeah.
And we're still having this conversation as if every other country with every other model separate of private payer does better than us in almost every single healthcare metric.
Yeah. Well, I did look into this. Because I wanted to see, is this a problem elsewhere in the world? And to an extent, it is. Europe, depending on what country it is, they also are having problems with private equity. Not this bad, not as bad as we are, but they still have problems.
That's because people are pushing Europe to move to private payer.
Well, it's not just that, and I'm not even just talking about private equity in healthcare. I'm just talking about private equity in general, because they do this to everybody, right? That the reason Toys R Us is gone, the reason that we don't see it, is private equity. They bought up everything, and they did the same thing. They basically made Toys R Us pay off this insurmountable amount of debt, which they couldn't do, made them rent their own buildings, which they couldn't do, basically seized up all the assets, closed that bitch down, and then moved on. And so I was looking into it like, it's not like healthcare's any special, but, I was looking at other countries, especially in Europe, and some places were pretty insulated because of existing legislation, but I couldn't find anyone that was pushing new legislation to stop this. So this is like the whole big thing. I also looked into China as well. And the reason it's not a problem in China is the Chinese government just shuts it down. They're just like, oh, you went too far. Sorry. There's no law needed. The government just goes, nah, we'll take your shit. We'll give you.
You think our government's going to do anything to stop private equity?
Hell no. All they're going to do is embolden them. I mean, that's why, we don't see antitrust be enforced the way that it used to be. And that's what would. Yeah.
Donald Trump absolutely dismantled the FTC.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Federal Trade Commission.
Yeah, that's who it would. Yeah, he essentially, like, it's the big C word, corrupt.
Yeah,
and watching it play out the way we all kept saying it's going to play out. There's only so many times we can say "I told you so."
Yeah. So with the one big beautiful bill cutting a bunch in Medicaid, I think it's like $1 trillion over 10 years. That's just going to make these hospitals easier to purchase. So if y'all thought that healthcare was fucked up now, it's going to be even more fucked up in the future. Because what this looks like is that there is a technical limit. It's like $200 million. So if your purchase is under $200 million, you don't get a review. You don't get an antitrust review. Now, if it's over, you do. Not that it matters in this administration, but like they can easily pick out these rural hospitals. And so what happens when you're in a town of like 5,000, the only hospital is 30 minutes away, and then it shuts down, and then the next closest is 2 hours? What are you going to do? Like, that's not free market. That's no market. That's go home and drink some Sprite and pray for the best. And that's what these people voted for. That's...
Steve, what do we say? I've been staunchly anti-capitalist for the last however many years, and I can't keep saying this same stuff to people. Oh, but I just think, like the other day I was in a conversation with somebody. We were talking about healthcare, and we were like, yeah, it would be better if we moved to a single payer option at bare minimum.
Oh, like a public option?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
okay.
Bare minimum.
Yeah.
Medicare for all is the better solution, but like bare minimum.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I just think that would lead to like so much bureaucracy. I'm like, so what?
You really wouldn't, though.
But even if it did, bureaucracy is not necessarily bad. Like, using bureaucracy as this boogeyman for why we shouldn't nationalize industries that should obviously be nationalized.
Yeah.
Sorry, at this point, electricity needs to be nationalized. I shouldn't have one option for my it's a literal, electric companies are literally, utilities are literally monopoly.
Yes.
And at least your water is a public works.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10.
And working in the construction industry, I have not noticed any difference between the cooperatives and your Duke Energies, right? Your privates. There really isn't. Working with them is the exact same. They all suck. But I mean, they suck equally. So why are we lining the pockets
like,
of?
Well, what about the bureaucracy? I'm like, homie, have you ever tried to call your electric company?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
you already can't get nobody on the phone.
Yeah.
Not unless you're. Have you I was doing electric the other day for on the phone for somebody, and as soon as we were done getting the account set up, they transfer you to a sales rep to try to sell you. Like, oh, well, there's this insurance you can have in case there's a surge and then your items break. I'm like, that's what fucking surge protectors are for, motherfucker.
Wow.
That's what renter's insurance is for. Like, they transfer you to a sales rep. So I'm sorry, in what universe do I think that this is a better option than at least, sure, let's say I got to wait 5 hours. Let's just pick a ballpark. Oh, well, to get seen, now you got to wait like 5+ hours. I'd rather wait 5+ hours and have it be a free service than wait 5+ hours and then get a fucking $20,000 hospital bill.
Yeah, or you don't even bother going because you know you can't afford it. I mean, that's really...
We exist in a country in which people have to make GoFundMes and perform online in order to have life-saving medical treatment. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Just fuck you. I like every single person. I think every single person who says we should not move to Medicare for all, they need to go and type to every single GoFundMe in the comments, be like, fuck you, to every single GoFundMe page. Because that's what it is. It's not, listen, I'm an adult. I won't say a healthy adult, but I'm an adult. I go to the doctors like once a month, right? Medicare for all isn't really going to be used by me all that much.
Mm-hmm.
You know who will use it? The mother of 3 who just got a cancer diagnosis and can't afford, and they have shitty health insurance or none because they work for jobs that only hire part-time employees, so they don't have to give you health insurance.
Yeah, and what really bugs me is like a lot of the people who complain about the system aren't affected by the system, right? And to them, what I say is, okay, you can still spend your money every month and get your private healthcare and skip the line. Like that, a lot of places do. Germany has that. Germany is a multi-payer system. They're not even single payer, but it is universal. Everybody's covered for a reasonable price. So it's like, yeah, you can have your cake and eat it too. You don't have to... You know, we're not all saying that, oh, you have to be on the exact same plan. No, we're just saying that every single person needs to be covered. It's got to be universal. Medicare for all makes sense. We already have Medicare, just lower the age. And if you want supplemental private care so you can skip the line because you're a special little snowflake, then fucking pay for it. No one's talking about making that illegal.
But people keep forgetting. We would see shorter lines. You would see an initial run on hospitals probably.
Yeah.
Because you have a bunch of people who've not been to the doctor in years who want to now go. So you'd see an initial run. I wouldn't even say on hospitals because you probably wouldn't see a run on like ER visits. But you'd see a larger...
See a lot of people who wanted to go to the doctor and couldn't.
Yeah, like your doc getting a standard office visit will probably take you a while.
Yeah.
But once that starts to level off, you're going to see wait times drop because people are going to be able to get much more effective preventive care.
Yeah.
Because it is way more, if we're moving to a system where insurance companies aren't price gouging hospitals and vice versa, it's going to be cheaper to cure something than it is to treat it.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be looking at the cheaper option. Right now, they want whatever option gets them the most scritchilla.
Yeah.
And that's let's get you in. Let's test for the stuff you don't need. Oh, we have a new MRI machine. Do you want to get an MRI today? A CAT scan, a PET scan, radio imaging. I think that's just cat and pet. I don't know. But you want to do all of this fucking shit so we can rack up your bill. Yeah. Oh, and you need a hospital bed. This hospital room is going to cost you $80,000. But don't worry, we'll discount it down to 10. And you can pay that, right? Stupid.
In installments for the rest of your life. It is. No, I mean, for a lot of people, it's cheaper to buy a plane ticket to France, do whatever they need to do, spend a couple weeks there, and then fly back.
There was a whole Jon Stewart bit about how, like, he did this whole investigative report on how for some people it's cheaper to fly to Mexico to get their prescription drugs.
Yep.
It is cheaper to charter a plane and fly to Mexico for pills because of how expensive the stuff is here, even though it's the exact same drug.
Yep.
You're just paying for the brand name.
Yep.
The fact that medication is sold as if it was Coach is so frustrating. It's if you're not angry about it, I just don't understand how.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do we got? What's up next?
Well, it's nothing good, but it does kind of tie into the healthcare that we were just talking about. So as you know, Trump is a little crybaby poopy pants, and he got really upset with Tim Walz in Minnesota.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so they're threatening to freeze like $260 million in Medicaid funding. And they're saying that because there's quote unquote fraud.
I thought they did freeze the funding already.
I don't know if it's 100% official. Maybe it is by now. But when I was looking it up, they were still looking to freeze it. This was announced by J.D. Vance the day after the State of the Union. And the threat is $1 billion more if Minnesota doesn't comply with their demands. So maybe that's what I was thinking.
What demands? What?
To bend the knee.
Ah!
No, but for real, though, it's like to allow them to send in ICE and DHS to go and terrorize communities without pushback. Like, that's what it's for.
Dude, I'm done. I'm so done. I'm so Aggie today. Everything we're talking about is making me so mad. I just don't. I'll be honest. I'm at my wit's end.
Yeah.
How? Never mind. Just keep going with the news.
So
I'm spiraling out right now, man.
So I wanted to look into this because it's not that there isn't fraud in Minnesota, right? There was, and it was being taken care of
since 2022.
Exactly. And so I wanted to see like what their fraud figures look like compared to the other states in the country. And so I found that Medicaid fraud in Minnesota 2%. Do you want to take a guess at what the national average is?
18%.
It's 6%, so 3 times less than the national average. And in that 2%, the vast majority are just documentation errors, just, missing a decimal point, spelling a name wrong. Stuff that when you look at it, you go, could be fraud. And then when you look further, you go, oh, it's just somebody made a mistake. No big deal. We can fix this and it's fine. So a very small amount is the actual fraud, which, like you said, was already being taken care of. But it gets worse. So
don't tell me that.
It does.
You see how much I'm spiraling out right now. I'm going to crash out. This episode's going to be titled The Jovan Crashes Out episode. Fuck.
So the people in charge of prosecuting the Feeding Our Future fraud that occurred, Joe Thompson, Harry Jacobs, they ended up quitting. But not because of the prosecution of the fraud. They ended up quitting because of this whole debacle with holding Medicaid funds and the Trump administration attacking them. But like the straw that broke the camel's back is the federal government pressuring them to investigate the Renee Good murder, but not the ICE officer, just everybody else, except for the ICE officer. And so the prosecutors are like, nah, fuck y'all. This is stupid. We're not playing this game. So an unfortunate side effect is that they're off the case of prosecuting the fraud that the Trump administration believes is not being prosecuted. I don't really know what they believe, but yeah. And then Metro Surge, right? Their whole ICE operation to go in and terrorize the people of Minnesota. 23 Somalians arrested, but 0 tied to any fraud case, much less the Feeding Our Future fraud case. So yeah. So yeah, that's that's kind of what's going on. So, they saw that fraud existed, and whether or not it was being taken care of, it didn't matter. They're using that to justify their immigration operation. The operation causes prosecutors to quit because they don't want to prosecute the victims of an ICE murder. And then, they're freezing Medicaid as punishment. So
I saw
this is where we're at in this country.
Stupid fucking post where someone was like, "Oh, ICE only killed 2 people this year. You guys are crying over nothing." I'm like, you're so dumb.
2 that you know of.
You're so dumb. You're so dumb, Steve. I think my brain is officially broken. I think
brain.
I think I've finally hit the wall because I'm just so sick of the lack of empathy. I'm so sick of the lack of giving a fuck. I'm so sick of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we do at this point. None of these people are going to be held legally accountable. We talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
No one's going to be held legally culpable.
I think some people can. Some people can, but we're not talking about anybody that really matters.
Yeah, but that's just it. Like, right? It may be the case that the man that murdered Alex Preddy might be held legally responsible.
Same with Renee Good.
Maybe held, but the person who put the gun in their hand isn't going to be held legally responsible.
No, Christy,
the person who overfunded their fucking agencies isn't going to be held accountable. The people that voted for this aren't going to be held accountable. So
definitely not.
So what do we do? What? Give
I don't
me some
know.
hope, Steve. Is there a good news story this week?
I mean, we have a good news story this week.
Okay, can I I need the good news story, dude. I'm crashing out.
Yeah. So I want to talk about Analila Mejia. She is the Democratic candidate for New Jersey's 11th. They have a special election coming up.
Who are Hawaii's representatives?
Right now, couldn't tell you.
Hawaii has a senator, right?
They have 2.
And they have Congress people.
I think they have 1, maybe 2 Congress
Well, they would
people.
have to. Yeah, they have 2. They would have to have 2 senators, but
2 senators. Yeah, but House of Representatives 1 or 2.
Why don't
maybe?
I know anything about Hawaii's I know nothing about Hawaii on the statehood political side, and I don't know why. It's just something about that person's name. You said, I'm sitting here, I hear the name, and all my brain does is, do you know anything about Hawaii politics? I'm like, holy shit, I don't. Anyway, get back to your
Yeah, well, I mean, Hawaii politics is incredibly blue, and get a Republican in there is just like no one ever thinks it's going to happen. So, or even if it does, they're not super conservative. But in any case, so Analila Mejia, New Jersey 11th, special election. So her primary was February 5th, which she won. General election's coming up on the 16th.
This month?
Of this year, yeah. April 16th, 2026.
So next month.
Next month, sorry. Did I say this month?
No, I said this month. You said this year. I'm like, I assumed this year.
Sorry, I thought I said April. Okay, so yeah, general election, April 16th, 2026. And then she's going to have to run for a primary again in June, and then a general in November. Now, this is a pretty safe seat for Democrats, so, whatever general election is coming her way, we shouldn't be worried about. But it's really interesting how she won this special primary in February. So there was another candidate who was the favorite to win. His name was Malinowski. Malinowski. So he was the leader of an 11-person race, and he was also very anti-AIPAC. So AIPAC spent millions of dollars in attack ads against him and effectively took him out of the race. What they didn't count on was Analila Mejia coming in and winning, who is even more anti-AIPAC than AIPAC. So AIPAC spent a bunch of money to lose, even worse than if they didn't spend a dime.
God bless something with some levity happening this week. On God. Mwah. Thank you.
Yeah. So she is the daughter of a Colombian immigrant. Her dad is Dominican. They're both, blue collar. Her dad was a factory worker, grew up in New Jersey. And she's got a really impressive resume. So she's worked with like the New Jersey Working Families Party. She's worked with Bernie Sanders' campaign. She even worked in the Biden Department of Labor. So like she's not, this like radical leftist that you can paint a picture of. Like, no, she works where she can, and she is very committed to community. She's very committed to money out of politics. So she's a great candidate to look out for. Medicare for all, abolish ICE. Like, she doesn't even, her supporters hold up abolish ICE signs. So she's not shying away from that at all. Yeah, no oligarchy. She went on the oligarchy tour with Bernie Sanders, so none of that garbage. But, you know, with her having to basically primary again in June, that gives AIPAC a little bit of time to kind of reload, if you will. You know, maybe they spend another $2 million, maybe they spend more, maybe they don't. I don't know. But like, it's somebody that we need to not only watch out for to win in April, but then again in June, and make sure that we protect her seat so that an AIPAC candidate doesn't get in.
Well, fingers crossed. I mean, look, you know what I said I wanted to see in a candidate. So
Yeah.
it's checking all the boxes.
Yes.
AIPAC's got a lot of money,
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
and I just have a feeling
But they are being spread very thin this
That's
time
true.
around. So
my worry with AIPAC, like looking big picture, is that somebody from we're gonna have an AIPAC presidential nominee. That's my big worry.
yeah, I could see that. Although the fact that Newsom's coming out right now and distancing himself from AIPAC already tells me that the consultants are just going, no, it's not worth it. Like, we'll do it in Congress, we'll do it in the Senate.
It's got a lot of bad blood.
Yeah,
Rightfully so.
rightfully so. And I think more people are waking up, and it's not even just Democrats either. I don't know if you've seen on your feed the breezy politics. Have you seen those come through? That's like MAGA Republican anti-Israel stuff.
But again,
But I know why they don't like it. I understand it, but I'm saying, like,
that's my problem. Anytime a MAGA goes, "I hate Israel," I'm like, Israel has a right to exist. What are you talking about? I'm like, I don't like I don't like the cut of your jib, bro. No.
No.
I
Listen,
hate
I'm not
Israel as
saying
much as the next person.
Yeah, I'm not saying that their motivations are not anti-Semitic, but I'm just saying that it's there and it's popular and it's gaining popularity. So I think maybe you'll see on both sides kind of, you know, where they can or where they have to just kind of tone back that AIPAC stuff for a little
It'd
bit.
be nice.
Would be. But AIPAC is trying to find other ways to get their money to candidates without us knowing.
Well, and we also have to
So-
look at not just AIPAC, but all other like corporate PACs.
All other
like,
corporate PACs as well, for sure.
We need to prop up these people who are running grassroots
Yes.
campaigns.
Yeah.
Um,
So, I mean, that's why every week I try to bring at least one person
Yeah.
that we can talk about, that we can say, hey, we have somebody who's fighting for us somewhere in the country. You know, our seat, Florida 7th, we've got somebody. You know, we've talked about Illinois 9, now New Jersey 11, and yeah, every week we'll bring up somebody new that y'all can support, donate money where you can. Every little bit helps. All these people that we've talked about only take grassroots funding, no corporate PACs, no bullshit. So I've donated to all of them, just whatever I can. It's not a lot, but it is what we got to do.
well, that's pretty much our docket for today.
Yeah.
That was a decent show. We went for about an hour.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna say it again. Please remember to subscribe. Listen, once again, I don't think you realize how important that subscription button is to channels. Next week will be Steve and Volsi again, so make sure you tune in. If I see y'all not watching the show, I'm coming to your doors. Specifically, I'm talking to you, Sarah. Don't know a Sarah, but if your name is Sarah, you're gonna freak the fuck out after that. Come. Huh?
Oh, next week?
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Tune in, watch, like, comment, everything you gotta do. I have been your host, Jovan Bradley, with special guest co-host, producer Steve. This has been the Weekly Dump, and we still don't have an outro. Goodbye.